Okay, so we're going to go through these quiz questions. First one, Shaban. Tell me what to do.
Bring the 9k over to the k squared.
Yep, bring the 9k over.
K squared minus 9k equals 0.
Yep,
Then factorize.
yep,
Then it'll be k in bracket k minus 9
excellent.
equals 0.
Yep.
Then we do k equals 0. Then k minus 9 equals 0. K equals 9.
K equals
9.
9. So what answers have you got?
So k equals 0 and 9.
Good. So that one already had itself solved, didn't it? So we end up with two answers, k equals 0 and 9. Any questions? All right, number 2. Peter.
Not quite sure.
Who can help him out? Oliver?
Is it, do you just, maybe just put in the square root plus minus square root?
Okay, so we're going to get rid of that squared by coming over here and square rooting, and you remember to do the plus or minus.
And then, can you just leave
You can just leave it like that. Okay, if you want to write the two answers down separately, it would be these two, and there they are. Does that make sense? Now, there was one in the homework. Can't remember, who was it? Dean? Was it you who got it wrong? Okay, so he wasn't sure. He ended up with something similar to this and wasn't sure what to do. He finally ended up with this, and the book said he was wrong. Now, what does he need to do now? Lachlan?
Simplify it, so it would be 4 times 10 in the square root.
Yep, take out the highest perfect square, which would be 4. Continue.
Which then equals 2 square root 10.
2 root 10. Does that make sense? Fix that mask up for me. So we've got 2 root 10 and minus 2 root 10, and that's what the book would have said. And you just hadn't simplified it. Has anyone got any questions on that? All right, number 3. Jack, what do we do here?
Product sum,
Product sum. Product is?
negative 15
Good sum.
minus 2.
Okay, what are we doing?
So 1 and 15,
Yep.
then 3 and 5.
Keep going.
The 5 would have the negative block. Well, negative 2 would be largest.
So which pair is it that we're looking at?
Well, 3 and 5.
3 and 5. Okay, keep going.
5 would have a minus because it's the largest.
Highest, yep. Gets the minus.
3 would have a plus.
Why?
They're different.
Because they're different. So that will have to be a plus. Good, continue.
And then, it's a minus 5 equals 0.
Let's just write the whole thing down first. And A,
A plus 3.
yeah, it doesn't matter which order they're done in. Keep going.
Then a minus 5 equals 0.
Now, see this equals 0 here? If you lose that, you're going to make mistakes later. That has to be copied down. Don't lose it. All right, now we'll go to what you want to do. Keep going.
Okay, I think it's a minus 5 equals 0.
Yep.
And then a plus 3 equals 0.
Continue.
And is it a equals 5?
Good.
Then a equals minus 3.
Okay, and there's your two answers. I'll just write this one from the homework out. Anyone got any questions on that one? Yep, Lucas?
It doesn't matter which way the answer comes out, like...
No, so did you get minus 3 and 5?
Yeah.
Yep, so they're your two answers. It doesn't matter which way around they put them. Any other questions on that? Okay, number 4. So this is the question. Nixon, what do we do?
So I did t cubed and then I took the 64 over.
Good, take it over. So this one's not quadratic. Quadratics are when you've got the letter squared. When we've got a letter cubed, we don't have to have the equal 0 over there. Right, keep going.
And then I just had t and then I did the cube root to 64.
Is that what you're writing? Cube root 64?
Plus minus.
Well, we want to cube root that
Oh,
whole
wait, no,
thing.
no, no, let's hit the negative 64.
Okay, so we're cube rooting negative 64, and what answer did you get?
I got negative 4.
That's it. We only get one answer, right? Because remember that we have an odd power. We're only going to get one answer. An even power, if the letter was squared, gives us two answers most of the time, but sometimes less than that. Okay, number 5. Does anyone still need 1 and 2? Just can't fit that side of the board on the video. All right, number 5. All right, now there's lots of places you can make errors on this. Hopefully we don't make any. The first line is crucial. If you do the first line right, you'll probably get it. Adrian,
Would you do most common denominator?
which is?
35.
35 is our common denominator, so what do you do with it now?
Bracket the K and 5 for the
Yes?
7.
Well, yeah, let's just write the 35 outside each term. Right, now if you do that, it's already going to have the brackets. It's probably not a need to do it in this case. All right, what do I write next?
Minus 35 bracket
Yep.
3K plus 4 over 7.
Yep, so that's all going to be in a bracket already. See that? Okay, equals.
35 bracket 2.
Good. Don't forget it over here. It has to be on every term on both sides of the equation. Now, if you set it up like that, you're probably not going to get this wrong. We'll see though. Fix your mask up, Maxim. You can answer the next part. Let's go.
So then you would do, for the next part, you would do the left, so the 35k over 5, you would do 7k.
Yep, and here?
And then there you would do 5 bracket 3k plus 4 bracket.
Alright, so I'm writing 7k like you told me. What am I writing now?
Minus 5 bracket 3k plus 4 bracket
Equals?
equals 70.
Good. Continue.
And then you would do 7k minus 15k plus 20 equals 70.
Is he right? Is he right? Who can see an error? What is it?
It's minus 20.
Should be minus 20. We've got to be very careful here. You're multiplying.
Yeah.
Be careful. Keep going.
And then you would put the 20 over to the other side.
Let's just collect this first.
Right, you would do minus 8k.
Alright. Now what do you want to do?
Minus 8k equals 70 plus 20.
Keep going.
Minus 8k equals 90.
Yep.
And then you would do k equals 90 over minus 8.
Yep. It doesn't matter where that minus goes. You can put it out the front, on the bottom, or up the top. Simplified on your calculator. It does go a bit further, doesn't it?
Minus 45 over 4.
And that's your answer. Any questions? Yeah.
Wouldn't you make it into a mixed numeral?
The book sometimes makes it into a mixed numeral, but the HSC, you just need to give an improper fraction, it's fine. I actually prefer improper fractions, and that's why your calculator will automatically give you that answer. It's an effort to change it.
Would it matter if you didn't put a mixed numeral in that?
No, but it's extra work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyone got any questions? Who got 5 out of 5 today? Alright, reasonable number, but not everyone. Okay, give yourself a mark out of 5, boys, and turn to the front of your book. We're doing word problems today. Okay, so here's your heading. We have done some of this last year, but it's never very well done, so you need to be good at this for when you get into year 11 and 12, because it does involve reading questions really carefully. Problem solving is a really important skill to have. copy that down. And you can use either a highlighter or a red pen to make a few things stand out here. Okay, so whenever they talk about a shape, you should draw it. Okay, so I just want you to draw it above there. So if they talk about a shape, a rectangle, a square, a triangle, parallelogram, whatever it is, draw it. Okay, because it's going to be much easier for you to imagine what's going on if you do draw it. So draw your rectangle. All right, now we're going to have a look at what they want, and what they want's at the end. When they ask the question, it'll be at the end of all the information, which is down here. They want the dimensions of the rectangle. Now the dimensions are the things that make up the area formula for that shape. Okay, so we're just going to write that down somewhere. So it's the things that are used in the area formula, in its area formula. Okay, so if you think of the area of a rectangle, it's length by breadth. They're the two things that are the dimensions, the length and the breadth. Okay, so we'll just put our length and our breadth on our shape. They're the two things we have to find. Okay, L and B, by the time we finish the question. Okay, now, they give you a statement up the top here. It says a rectangle is 4 times as long as it is wide. So I can change something here to make one of these letters disappear. What can I do? Jonty.
How do you write 4B?
4B, that's right. So if you look at this as its width, I'm going to leave that alone, but they're telling you that this length is 4 times the breadth. So we can write this as 4B. All right? So they're the two things we're going to be using from now on. We don't need the L. Okay, because they've told you that the length is 4 times the breadth or the width, and there it is. Okay, now, there's another sentence here, and it says the perimeter of the rectangle is 250 centimetres. So when they're looking at perimeter, you're going to start with P equals and do what you would normally do for this shape that we're looking at. So how would we write the perimeter down there? Noah?
4B plus 4B plus B plus 2.
Keep going. Can you simplify that for me?
I do 10B.
10B, good. Any questions so far? All right, now what did they tell you the perimeter was? Hands up. Yep, keep going, Noah. 250
equals 10B.
All right, everyone's going to solve that. Off you go, finish it off and find out what B is and underline it. All right, Richard, can you tell me the next 2 lines?
So you do 250B divided by 10.
250 over 10.
250 over 10.
Keep going.
Equals B, and that equals 25 equals B.
25. Right, so we've got one dimension, we haven't got the other one. How are we going to find the length, Nate?
You just do 25 times 4.
Good. So we know that L is 4B. It's down the bottom there. So write that down, and now you're just going to sub that B value in. And what do you get?
100.
100. So we get L equals 100. So now you're just going to finish it off. You're going to say the length is 100. The units are centimetres. And B is 25 centimetres, and you're finished. Is there any questions on that? How to approach it? So firstly, always draw the shape. Okay, copy down the next one. Okay, so I want to see how far you can get with this question. Alright, start by drawing the shape. Mark on what you think you can. Go as far as you can with this question. If you hit a roadblock, just stop. We'll go through it. Does anyone still need question 1? No? Get down. Did you give the lengths of the sides of the triangle?
Yeah, the small side and the big side.
How many answers have you got?
One for each.
So how many? But there's 3 sides in the triangle.
Up to the same.
But you got to write them down separately.
Oh.
Okay? So there's little things you've got to really be careful of. Okay? So if they want the lengths of the sides of the triangle, you've got to give 3 answers, even if 2 of them are the same. All right, what answers did you get, Noah?
The large sides were 36
And
and the small side was 18 millimeters.
both of them? Who got 36, 18 and 18?
And I got 36, 36 and 18.
Oh, 36, 36 and 18. Who got that? Most of you? Okay, let's have a look at what you should have done. We'll just make sure you're all okay. It's isosceles. It's got 2 equal sides. And then they told you that the equal sides are twice as long as the other side. So if you call this other side something to start you, these are twice as long, 2 times x. And then they've told you about this perimeter. Start with what you would normally do with a perimeter. Add up all your sides. They tell you the perimeter is 90, you put it in, and you go and solve that. And that gives you 18. Does anyone have any questions up to there? Okay, and then when you continued on, to get the other side, you needed to get the 2x out. Put the 18 in and you get 36. And then you want to finish everything off. Okay, so therefore the sides are 18 millimetres, 36 millimetres, 36 millimetres. Make sure you finish it correctly. Any questions? Okay, number 3. Copy this down. It's a different sort of question. We're going to jump around to different types now. Alright, now when I started to teach you these problem solving questions last year, we started off with let statements. With the 2 we've already done, because we had the shapes, we kind of worked with them as they were standing in the shape. Okay, but for this one it probably helps to do a let statement. And you get your let statement started from looking at what you're trying to find. So we're trying to find the integers, and there's 3 of them. If words confuse you, write the number. So we're going to find these 3 integers. So you're better off letting I equal the first integer and going from there. Okay? If you think you know what you're doing, just keep going. If you don't, just go as far as you can. If you're not sure about this first bit, just wait. Right, Ryan, what do you think we're going to write next? Not sure? Do you know what consecutive numbers are?
No.
Give me an example of 3 consecutive numbers.
1, 2, 3.
Louder.
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3, right? What about if I start you at 57?
58, 69.
57, 58, 59. Now, if I tell you they're consecutive even integers, give me an example of 3 consecutive even integers.
2, 4, and 6.
2, 4, 6, or if I start you at 58?
58, 60, 62.
Okay, now if I have 58, 60 and 62, well, I'm starting you at 58, how do you get to the next one?
Plus 2.
Plus 2. So the next one will be I plus 2. You got that? So that's your second integer. What would your third one be?
I plus 4.
I plus 4. Good. Anyone got any questions on that? You should be right now to continue. We'll see how you go. If you get it finished, you can copy down this next question. Otherwise, wait for me. Alright, is there anyone still on the right hand side here? No? Alright, who can tell me what's happening next here? Joel, let's go.
So you just add it up, so I plus 2 plus I plus 1 adding 4. And then it's 3I plus 6.
Hang on.
Oh,
I've done that. What else have I got to write?
equals 288.
Continue.
And then it's 3I plus 6 equals 288. And then you minus 6 from 288, and it's 282. And then you divide that by 3, and it's 94. So then the numbers are 94, 96, and 98.
Perfect. So you can go and sub them back in here, but it should be easy to see. You're just adding 2 each time once you've got your first number. Anyone got any questions there? Okay, so we're doing this one now. Now this is a really badly done question in tests. So be very careful here. Mask up, please. Jonty. You're finding how old they are now. Okay? Not in 5 years' time, now. So that becomes really important to what you write for your let things to begin with. So, let S, Luke, what are we going to let S equal? Who starts with S?
Sam.
Sam. So we're going to let S equal Sam? No. Because all these letters are supposed to be representing numbers. It's a pronumeral.
Sam's 8.
Sam's age. Bit more information. Now. Really important you write that now on, okay? Otherwise you're going to get confused. Is this his age now or in 5 years' time? You get all mixed up, okay? So what's the other letter going to be? Toby. Let.
A
Keep going.
equals Andrew's age now.
Andrew's age now. Okay. All right, so let's start off with an equation using what they've told us. Sam is, you don't like these numbers, write words, write a number. Sam is 9 times the age of his son Andrew. What do we write, Darcy?
A equals.
Start with S because it says Sam is.
9S.
No, look. S is equals. Keep going.
S equals A9.
Okay, just listen carefully. Sam, S, is equals 9 times. How do we write times? Times. The age of his son Andrew. What letter? A. All you have to do is read it and write it. S equals 9 times A. Got it? Which I'm just going to write like that. You okay with that? Right. Now that was the easy one. The next bit's harder. This is the tricky bit. Right here. In 5 years' time. Now remember, everybody ages. Right? However old you are now, if you're 15, in 5 years' time, you will be 20. Let's pretend that I'm 21. And in 5 years' time, I will be 26. Why not? Not that I'm 21, but we won't worry about that. So everybody ages 5 years. Andrew will age 5 years and so will Sam. Okay, so what are we going to write for our equation? In 5 years' time, he, who are they talking about? He will be 4 times the age of Andrew. Who's he? Sam. Okay, so we'll just write an S there. So in 5 years' time, Sam will be 4 times the age of Andrew. How am I going to write this? Be careful. Nate.
Would it be S plus 5
Good.
equals 4 times A plus 5?
Almost perfect. Still something wrong though. Who can tell me what needs to be fixed now? Zach?
I don't know. I thought I had
Okay, there's something wrong with that. What's wrong with it?
The 5 plus 5, it doesn't need to be there.
What doesn't need to be?
The 5 plus 5.
No, it does, because remember they're both aging. Oh, that's an S. My S's look like 5s, don't they? Right? We're adding 5 to Sam's age, we're adding 5 to Andrew's age, but there's something wrong with what I've written. What's wrong with it? We're all going to get it wrong if we don't fix
Right,
it.
you have to put the brackets around A plus 5.
Perfect. Get your red pen and write that in, because that's the bit you're all going to muck up. Alright? So basically, here's Sam, here's Andrew. They're both aged 5 years, and we're going to do 4 times his age. That has to be in a bracket. Otherwise, you're just going to do 4 times A and add 5 to it, which makes no sense. So think about what it means. Alright, so you've got 2 little equations there now. We've got to find S and A at the end of this, because that's what we were finding what they are now, which is S and A. Alright, so we'll just try and sort out what we've got here. I might just tidy this one up a little bit. That's an S, just don't get confused. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, just expand that. Try and make it look a little bit better than it does. Okay, so what can we do here now just to tidy up? Zach?
Would you substitute the S for 9A?
Oh, you want to do that straight away? Fine. Can everyone see what he's looking at? S is 9A. They equal each other. So he wants to put it in straight away. Let's do it then. Instead of S, we're going to write 9A there. Copy the rest of it. Alright, everyone keep going with that equation. Solve it and find A. When you're finished, you'll have A equals something. And then see if you can find S at the end of that. Anyone still with number 3? Keep going till you find both A and S. If you're not sure how to do that, just leave some space. If you finish that one, you can do number 5, see how you go with it. All right, finishing this one off. Adrian, let's go.
9, extended brackets, so 9a plus 5 equals 4a plus 20.
Good, keep going.
9a minus 4a equals 20 minus 5.
Yep.
5a equals 15.
Yep.
A equals 15 over 5.
Yep.
A equals 3.
Good. All right, continuing. What's next? Lachlan?
S equals 9A.
Right, so we're going to go back into equation 1 that told us S equals 9a. Continue.
S equals 9 times 3,
Yep.
which equals 27.
So S equals 27. So if you make sense of this in words, we've got Sam is 27 years old and Andrew is 3 years old. Now, if you happen to have had time at the end of a test and you want to check that, you would just check that the wording makes sense, right? So we're saying here that in 5 years' time, Sam will be 4 times the age of, so in 5 years' time he'll be 32. In 5 years' time he'll be 8. That makes sense. He is 4 times his age. So that's how you would check it if you had time at the end of the test. All right, so you're doing number 5. Anyone still here in the middle? If you get that one finished, you can copy down the next one. And that's another really hard one that people mark up in tests. All right, anyone still on this side of the board? No? Okay, Alex, start us off with number 5.
5x bracket x minus 12 equals 2x plus 5
Okay, why do they equal each other?
because they're alternate angles.
They're alternate angles. Okay, so alternate angles are equal in parallel lines. This question is not a proof. So even though we can see that they are alternate angles forming that Z shape and they have to be equal, because this question just says find, you don't have to give that reason. So you don't have to write it out. If it said show that x equals whatever, or prove that x equals something, you would have to give that reason along the way. Keep going.
And then I expanded, so
Yep.
5x minus 60 60, and then it's 3x equals 65, and then x equals 65 on 3.
And we will take this one further because we are talking about an angle and it makes a bit no sense really to write 65 over 3 degrees. Have you done that?
And then the mixed numeral
Yep.
is 21 and 2/3.
21 and 2/3, and we're going to write degrees on it because we are talking about an angle here. So in that case, you won't leave it as an improper fraction because whoever says, oh yeah, that angle's 65 over 3 degrees. So if it doesn't make sense with an improper fraction, take it to the mixed numeral. Any questions? Okay. All right, so this one here, look at what they've asked for. I'll help you out with this bit in a minute. All right, now a lot of people get mixed up on this because we're talking about two different things. One is the value of the coins that you've got in your collection, and the other one is the number of actual coins that you have. And those two bits of information give you two equations. So I'm just going to write a let statement here because we don't really want to know how many 10-cent coins, so we just want to know how many 20s. All right, so I'm going to let x, because t for 10 and t for 20 doesn't really work, does it? So let x equal the number of 20-cent coins. So see how it says how many coins? That's what we're trying to find. So it's the number of 20-cent coins. All right, and just so that we can work with another letter for the other bit, let's just call it y. Would be the number of 10-cent coins. But all we need to find in the end, that's what we're looking for. Just the number of 20-cent coins. Okay, so we want to try and avoid doing too much work if we don't have to. All right. Start us off. First equation. Mary's bag has only 10 and 20-cent coins. She has 202 coins. Full stop. Who can tell me what to do up to there? Yep, Maxim.
X plus y equals 3,190.
Think again. X is the number of 20-cent coins, right? So imagine your money. So you might have 7 20-cent coins.
20x plus 10y equals 3,190.
That's perfect for equation 2. So I'm going to come back to you with that one. What's the one I want first, Zach?
X plus y equals 200.
Okay, that's the first thing. See how it just talks about how many coins she's got? So this finishes equation 1. What you're talking about, Maxim, is number 2, so you can tell me that now. Let's go.
20x plus 10y equals 3,190.
Good. Now he's done it perfectly there. What do you need? Oh,
Is it front or back?
yeah. Is it, where does it just sort of...
Do the PowerPoint close.
Oh, right. Yeah, probably up here, but
Okay.
yeah. If you just put on the ground up there, what do I do? Just plug it in?
Yeah.
Okay. If you just put it on the ground up there, I'll plug it all in later.
Okay.
Because I'll just juggle
Sorry
around my
for the
PowerPoints.
intrusion.
That's all right. Thanks, perfect.
Instructions there.
Yeah.
And there's your,
Excellent.
plug it in.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, boys. So what Maxim's done here is he said we've got the number of 20-cent coins, which is x, and multiplied it by 20 cents. That would give you the value of all the 20-cent coins. The number of 10-cent coins and multiplied it by 10, that would give you all the number of value of those coins. Add them together. And he's given that number because all of this is in cents, isn't it? Cents, cents. So don't write that in dollars like they gave it to you. It has to be in cents. Any questions? No? Okay, now this is the tricky bit. Up here, we're going to change that equation a little bit. Because at the moment, it's not going to be very helpful the way it's been written. Now, this is the really tricky bit. We only want to find x. So if we want to find x, we want to eliminate all the y's. And the only way we're going to do that is if we make y the subject here. Right? So if I make y the subject, what would that be, Darcy? Rearrange this equation.
Y equals
minus x.
Perfect. Everyone okay with that? Alright, and that's the one we're going to use in a minute. So if you're looking for x, I'll just write a little note under here. Looking for x, make other letter the subject. And you'll see what happens in a minute. Okay, so what we're looking at now is just equation 2. Now where we see y, we're going to write 202 minus x. Right? So in place of y, we're going to write 202 minus x. Let's move this over a little bit. Right, who can tell me what I'm writing now? Dean?
Plus 10, minus 202 minus x.
So what do I write?
202 minus x.
Just like that?
No, equals, no,
What's between the 10 and the y?
plus.
No? What's between the 10 and the y?
Oh, times.
So it should be times in. What else is missing? Zach?
Brackets.
The brackets. Right? If you're going to sub something in, it has to go in a bracket if it's more than one term. More than one term, put it in brackets. Alright, everyone keep going. You're going to solve it and find x and you're finished. Anyone still on the left here? Alright, and your homework's on the board to try all of those for tonight. So I'll just quickly write down what this should have looked like when you did it. Okay, help me out here. What did that equal, boys? Got that one? Yeah. 117. Is that right?
Yeah, 70.
170. I was going to say that's not going to work out very good. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. 170? Is that right?
1170.
1170. Is that right? Okay, keep going. 117, 20-cent coins. That's how many? So you would kind of know if you were going a little bit wrong on this. If you ended up with a number that said you had 105 and a half coins, there'd be something wrong. It's got to end up a whole number because we're talking about numbers of coins. That has to be a whole number. Okay, so for homework, you're doing those ones there. Now, they're all varied questions. So remember, if you've got a shape, draw the shape. Most of the other ones you're going to have to do let statements. Look at the last thing they're asking for. Okay, if there's any problems, please let me know so I know what I need to go through next lesson. Okay, you can pack up, boys.